Canon have announced a rather new and unique looking lens. This 5.2mm f2.8 dual fisheye lens. This 5.2mm. This... Rusty, the picture of the lens, please. This No, not Johnny 5. Where is the lens? No, not Wally either. Try again. No. Look, just please put the photo of the lens up. No, don't you dare put a photo of people's eyes popping. No, God damn it. Never mind. I will do it myself. This 5.2mm. No idea why I bothered faffing with that. Pretty sure you all know what the lens looks like anyway. It's certainly a strange looking lens. The principle behind it, though, is very interesting, although in reality it's nothing really new. See, to produce a stereoscopic 3D image, you need two shots of a scene but taken from slightly different perspectives in order to create a sense of depth. Exactly how our eyes work. However, to create this with two separate cameras side by side can be a bit of a pain in the backside. Far easier would be to have two lenses recording to a single camera. Now, Panasonic have had solutions to this for about a decade. They had a 3D lens that worked on their Micro Four Thirds system, and they also had a bolt-on 3D conversion lens for their consumer-level camcorder line. But neither offered particularly great performance. Now, Canon's attempt certainly appears to be a much better iteration of the concept, but currently it only works on the R5. Which probably isn't a bad thing, to be fair, because the 8K of the R5 will allow for still a decent amount of detail to be captured with either lens. With such a wide-angle field of view, and it only hitting less than half the sensor, in reality you often end up viewing a cropped-in section of the finished footage anyway. So I think if they were to try and use the likes of the R6 or the R3, it wouldn't really create usable results. But what gets me more with this lens isn't the lens itself. At the end of the day, it's a highly niche product of which I have no use for. However, on a positive side, this surely means that more high-resolution RF cameras are planned for the future. Canon are unlikely to have gone through all the trouble of making this lens for it to only ever work on the R5. And also, it speaks volumes in the whole DSLR versus mirrorless debate. One of the advantages that I've always alluded to with mirrorless is the extra flexibility that a shorter back focus distance can offer. Not just the potential of making lenses smaller, but the possibilities it opens up in terms of what lenses you can produce. I mean, we have already seen some examples of this with the likes of the Canon 28-70 f2, Tamron's new 35-150, which is the same size as their DSLR version, but a full stop faster. And the same story with the likes of Sony producing a 12-24 f2.8, which is about the same size as Canon's 11-24 f4. Or the fact that Canon have been moving away from producing 16-35s on DSLRs and are now squeezing them down to 14 or 15mm on mirrorless. But this dual fisheye lens for me is the clearest example yet of how much more flexibility is opened up by having that shorter flange distance and not needing a mirror box. I'm sure most of these lenses could technically be made for DSLRs, but they would probably end up likely being way too big for most people and/or insanely expensive to develop. And it's most likely why manufacturers are focusing their resources towards mirrorless gear now rather than continuing to push DSLRs, and why I think mirrorless will no doubt become the mainstream at some point in the not too distant future. It's certainly very exciting times, and I can't wait to see what crazy new lens designs are coming up next. But what do you think they'll be, and what do you think of this new VR lens? Leave your thoughts and comments down below. While you're down there, please consider supporting this channel by hitting the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done so. And then hopefully, we'll see you in the next video.